All right, hello. You're welcome to yet another session. Today we'll be talking about layers of blockchain. All right, the layers of blockchain. Of course, the blockchain is so big that everything did not just fall from the sky, or everything did not just just happen. All right, it didn't just happen like that. I mean, even when you're building your house, your house won't just stay. You can't build your house on water, anyways. You understand? You can't build your house on water. The world has different components, all right? The earth has different components, all right? We have the land, we have the water, we have electricity, we have the house, inhabiting dwelling places and the rest. So see it like the blockchain, all right? Or will I say see the blockchain like these things I'm trying to mention, all right? We have different layers that make up the blockchain. All right. Each layer is very much important for the blockchain to run. All right. Each layer is very much important. That's why sometimes for those of you that are in the blockchain space already, the Web3 space, you'll be seeing some project, they'll say, this is an L2, this is an L1. It means this is layer one, layer two. You understand? This is layer three, L3, L2, L1, L0. All right. So for them to say they are L1, L2, L3, L0, it means they are, you know, trying to solve solution in that particular layer. You have to break down, you have to literally come down to, okay, if you're trying to bring a solution to the space, where can we classify you? You need to be classified. You understand? You can't just come and say you want to rule Nigeria. You need to have a party. You can't just say you want to I'm trying to think of a real life example now. We all say we are Christians, all right, but we have particular churches we go to, all right. We have particular, just you have a particular place that if you're trying to bring a solution somewhere, we know where to look for you. I don't know if you understand. So these are like layers, all right. Every project must have its own layer. Like you must have a particular layer where we can identify them under. All right. If you're trying to solve solution of things involving layer two, we're gonna call you a layer two project. If you're trying to solve solution involving layer three, we're going to call you a layer three project when we're trying to, define you. All right. When we're trying to define you. So you don't just come and just say you want to solve all the problems, layer one, layer two, layer three. The problem of each layer is too much. You understand? It's too much for you to say you want to solve everything. It's literally what? Too much. All right. So the first one is layer zero. Okay. It says from here, the cryptographic layer. It involves the foundational cryptographic techniques. All right. Foundational cryptographic techniques and algorithms that secure the blockchain network. All this one is big grammar, like I always say. All right. I'm going to break it down for you so you can understand. All right. Like I said, the layer zero. All right. Just see it like the ground state. They are the foundation. All right. This earth that we are in, without the land on the earth, you won't be able to build house. You won't be able to eat. You won't be able to, I mean, yes, you won't be able to eat because most of the fruits, most of the food are gotten from what? The ground. Most of the ingredients you use to cook your food are gotten from the ground. So the land is very important. I'm trying to stress on the importance of, these layers. All right. Even when it comes to building your house, you cannot build your house on air. Your house is going to be built on land, which is why at first, if you want to begin buying a house or whatnot, you need to what? Consider the land. You buy land first. You don't go and buy cement first. You don't go and buy sand first. You buy the land first. Although this current time now, you can just buy, a house that's already existing on the land. But the point is, even when you're even trying to buy that kind of property, you understand, sometimes they don't value the building already on it because I can decide to buy that property and then I don't like what is on it. You understand? I can decide to break everything down. So the hundreds of millions that was used to build that place, what then happens to it? It is not significant when it comes. They say it is the land that is significant. Do you understand? It doesn't mean the house is not significant. Don't get me wrong. Because if you understand, as we're moving, when it gets to layer one, layer, you understand that even the house itself is significant. Okay, but from my explanation of layer zero now, understand that I am focusing on the land, the foundation. All right, the foundation. Okay, so they are what allows blockchain like Bitcoin, Ethereum. They're the ones that allow them to function. Without these guys, Bitcoin, Ethereum cannot function. I'm making use of this Bitcoin Ethereum example because most of us understand we've heard there's no way you've not heard of Bitcoin. You've heard of Bitcoin. But for Bitcoin to function, it needs a land, it needs a foundation, which is what layer zero. All right, layer zero. So if they ask you what what helps Bitcoin function, what layer is the Bitcoin stuff built on the rest, you say it needs layer zero to function. It is not built on layer zero. It is not a layer zero project, but it needs layer zero projects, the help of layer zero projects to function. Do you understand? We have layer zero project like I think Polkadot. It's Polkadot, and there's this popular one, Cosmos or something. Cosmos. Sorry, where is this? I don't remember. Sorry, I was having some issues here. So Cosmos, all right, Polkadot, Cosmos, and many more. You understand? So these guys help they're the ones that are they're literally the foundation. Okay, they help blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum. You understand? Whatever blockchain you can mention right now, Solana. You understand? BSC, the Binance Smart Chain. They help them to function. Okay, so it's almost like they are the house. Now understand my example. They are the house. Bitcoin is the house. Ethereum is the house. All right, but the house needs the foundation. Okay, so in more technical terms, you can say it's literally the internet where the blockchains are built on or something, the hardware. You understand? It helps it provides the infrastructure. Okay, so I don't want to be using big terms right now and the rest. So let's move on. Layer one. Okay. Now I hope you understand what layer zero is now. All you just need to know is that they are the foundation. And when you think of layer zero, I want you to think of foundation, I want you to think of land. Okay. So I'm trying to use the most basic explanation so you can understand. Okay. So now layer one, the protocol layer. It defines the rules and protocols governing the creation and what management of blocks and transactions. Okay, so it's just like this one now is just like the notebook thing I gave you in the last class. I don't know if for those of you that have not watched the last class, please go and go and listen to it. All right, I literally explained all this notebook thing in the last class. All right, so look at this protocol layer like that notebook where the whole thing is written. All right, the blockchain itself. This is literally the blockchain itself, like I said. Bitcoin, um, what the hell is this? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. You understand? These are literally what the blockchains that you'll be hearing up and down. So they are under layer one, L1. Bitcoin is L1. Ethereum is L1. So if you hear L1, 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 Sakeshi has helped you. All right. Sakeshi has helped you now to break down you understand these things. Now let's move forward. So I don't want to use much bogus terms. I'm trying to use words, terms that you can remember. So when you hear layer one, say layer one is the actual blockchain itself. All right. Examples: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. You understand? They're literally that. notebook, all right? That whole blockchain. You understand? I explained blockchain as a decentralized distributed ledger technology, all right, where information is where transactions are recorded and stored. You understand? So you know, we now have different examples of this blockchain, Bitcoin, Solana, and the rest. So layer one is literally what where we classify this Bitcoin, Solana, and the rest. I don't know. Are you follow? I hope you guys are following, anyways. So I've given an example of this. This one example is like Polkadot, Cosmos. I'm giving you an assignment. Go and do more research on other examples of what layer zero and also other examples of layer one. This is even very simple, but then I'm still giving you as an assignment. Okay, and you can submit your assignment to wherever, probably reach out to me anywhere. Because I mean, it helps me know that you're actually serious and you're following. And then probably, I mean, if you always pop up on my face, I keep tabs on you. And who knows, I might just get, I might be develop a certain type of interest in you. So many of my best students are people that I just developed interest in. I don't ever charge them for anything. I don't ever become too busy or whatnot for them. I just invest time into them and knowledge, you understand? And today they are doing well. A whole number of them, a good number of them. I showed one of them even in this course of this teaching. All right, so let's move forward. Let's move forward. So you've understood what this entails. So let's move forward. Now layer two, okay? Now take note, we have four layers, all right? Total of four layers, but it is not four layers in form of layer one, layer two, layer three, layer four. Understand the numbering, all right? It's called layer zero, layer one, layer two, and layer three. Altogether, four layers, all right? So don't get confused. If they ask you, because this thing is to confuse some people, they'll say, how many layers do we have? Some will say three layers. You understand? So it's not three layers. They are saying three layers because they've never ever heard of L4. All right, they mostly hear of L3, 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 L3. You understand? So don't make that mistake. I'm not saying in case of exam, because nobody will give you exam. You understand, for blockchain. But if you join Rebirth, yeah, we actually have exams there anyways to test knowledge. Because I mean, the prizes and the rest given to our good performing students. Yeah, I think currently this year we're going to be giving or the next Rebirth, Rebirth 3.0, giving $1,000 in DeFi funding accounts, and we're partnering with different sexes like centralized exchanges, and they are also going to be giving funding, for accounts, free funding. Your own is just trade, and then the profit is your own. All right. So, but this one, we are giving $1,000 in funding. All right. So, if I mean, you just have to work for it. You have to, and working for it is just showing us that you actually understand what we're doing here. You understand what DeFi is. You understand what everything we're talking about is, and then you get yourself that amount alongside other prizes. Anyways, I'm giving out a smartphone worth about 1.8 million. So yes, let's move forward. Layer two, it says the network layer deals with the communication. What deals with the communication between nodes in the blockchain, network. All right. So this I just did just to have notes on it. Doesn't mean you have to stress yourself on all these things. So that's why you have me. I'm going to literally explain, all right, this thing. So in other words, let me give you in simple terms. Layer two is just speed. Like there is something called where your effort stop. Now another man effort starts. I've had a TikTok. If you are good, there's always what better. No matter how good you are, you can always be better. You understand? Don't settle for 99 when you can easily move to 100. All right. So these guys, Bitcoin them, they settled for 99. But then some people came and they're like, if you settle for 99, we can create 100 automatically. We can be better. We can create things that are better than these guys, that are faster, that can do things faster. All right. Because everybody, human, nobody get time. Everybody is, rushing. Everybody is moving fast. Nobody has time. Patience. We lack patience in this life. So I mean, people saw that issue, they saw that problem, and then they created solution. Okay, so literally, this layer literally just it's on top of the layer one. It's created it's created from layer one. It helps makes things faster, makes it cheaper. Like I said, then what the fact that layer one is good doesn't mean it is better. It doesn't mean better cannot come. I don't know if you understand. No, there's no system that is as good as not having something better. Quote me anywhere. There is no system that is as good as not having something better. There is always going to be something better. Always. No matter how good, no matter how popular, no matter how solid. It's just that that person, maybe the person's prime, that's your prime. But there will always be something, someone, some place better. All right. So this layer two, they make things, they make the whole process and whatnot faster, cheaper, you understand, and more efficient. All right. But they are still dependent on layer one. You understand? They are still dependent on what? Layer one. Do you understand? So all these things is literally let me think of an example. Let me think of a real life. I like it when I give real life examples. Anyways, let me think of real life examples. So let's say um, in a state, all right, in a particular state, let's take or in a country or whatnot. But then let's now narrow it down to a state. Now the federal government, the state government of that state, they just finished constructing the road, all right, a particular highway, and everything is going smoothly. Okay, everything is going smoothly. The road can connect to anywhere. But they looked at it. They were like, why not create bridge? Why not let us what create a bridge? So instead of people going to spend 1 hour on the road trying to locate another road, all right, they can easily what take the bridge and locate the other road in 30 minutes. All you just have to do is what climb the bridge. Do you understand? Do you understand? But it is still a road. It is still dependent on properties of building a road. Do you understand? But it has only made what things faster. It has made your time, faster. And you have saved fuel. You have saved what? Fuel. So it has helped you save resources. Okay. So this is what this layer two thing is, mostly all about. All right. They are literally dependent on the layer one. All right. They're just there to make what things faster, right? And cheaper and just better. Example is like Arbitrum, all right? Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, okay, ZK Sync, okay. So some of all these things you'd this one texting me. Okay. So some of these things you would understand it better. All right. I remember back in was it 2023 when people made stupid amount of money from Arbitrum. Arbitrum gave people stupid amount of money. You understand? That period, I think I had the opportunity to interact with Arbitrum as much, but I made my own money from jobs, Arbitrum projects. All right, these Arbitrum projects out there, I worked for so many of them, and then I made my own money, but I was still feeling pained because, well, those people that also won the airdrop, they didn't really make much. They didn't make anything from jobs, anyways. Many of them because they don't really know what I know, back then. It's just a few of my friends, just a few of us that were making money from the whole Arbitrum jobs. But yet, people made stupid money from the airdrops of Arbitrum. Sorry, from the airdrop of Arbitrum. So I think they're even currently doing different airdrop campaigns. They're currently doing one with Kaito. A whole lot of crazy money. Just those guys, they have money, like crazy money. We're thinking that it was just gonna be probably something not really worth it like that, but it was crazy, crazy. I'm talking thousands of dollars. I think the least person I saw had like $4,000 or something. People were making tens of thousands of dollars just from the whole airdrop interaction. So it's almost like they say, because of you're using Okay, let me give you an example. Because of you're probably banking with Access Bank, all right. The day Access Bank decides to come on the blockchain, they can decide to do an airdrop. Airdrop means free money. They can decide to just give out free money. You understand? And because of I personally use Access Bank anyways. If Access Bank is that kind of thing, I'm going to be among one of the top people that will collect one of the top amounts at least. You understand? I don't transact in billions anyways, but at least my volume from Access Bank, you understand, should give me a substantial amount. Why? Because I've been using them since I keep on using them for my transactions. So that's just how it happens. Arbitrum rewarded people that were trading, through their on the whole network thing. You understand? Using swap, if you swap one or two with Arbitrum, you interacted with Arbitrum, you breached Arbitrum, this, that. You understand? You actually what get rewards. So it was crazy actually, and the whole lot of projects are still doing it anyways. The whole lot of projects are still doing it till now, till tomorrow. They will still be doing it. So yeah, so we'll deep dive into all these things later. Don't worry, we'll move deep into into all these things later. All right. So I think let's move on to the next one, which is what um layer three. Okay, layer three. So layer three is literally what the application layer. All right, the application layer, the application layer. So you can call layer two speed booster. Okay, you can call it what I told you, layer two. Just once you think of layer two, think of speed, think of better, think of something better, think of speed, something that brings more value to something. All right. So now let's move on. Layer three, the application layer, the apps layer. Okay. So these guys, okay, the definition I have here says where decentralized applications, all right, we call them dApps, all right. D means decentralized, then apps, all right, dApps. We just join it together. So where decentralized applications and various use cases are built on top of the blockchain what infrastructure. Okay. No, the blockchain what infrastructure. So let me break down this thing as usual. Now, let me think of another example now. I love giving different examples. Um, mm, it's just something that spices up the whole. I'm trying to think of something that would really, really. It's just like in a country, or let's say in a state. All right, let me see use a state. Mm, we already have houses. You understand? We have houses and the rest. And you can cook from your house. You can eat from your house. You can just go to the market and buy foodstuffs. But then some people sat down and they started thinking. They were like, what are people that probably go to work that their workplace is probably far from their house? Or people that go to that go to places anyways and their whatever their journey is far from their house. Then I sat down to think of let us create what restaurants. Let us what build restaurants. Now, restaurant is not your house. It's not your what relaxation center. You only get there to pick something and then you leave. You get there to what pick something and you leave and you go back to your house. Okay, you only get there to what perform what a particular transaction, which is what food. You went there to give them money and they gave you food. You got satisfied and then you return back to your house. You understand? So these things just make life easier and better. All right, it makes life what easier and what better. And mind you, they are still built on what this whole foundation thing I'm telling you about. It's still they adopt the whole I mean they adopted the whole will I say system behind building what house and all those things. You understand? And it was still built on land. So look at this L3 like restaurants. All right. They just make life easier and better as well. They make your experience on this whole both L2, L1, they make it what better. Do you understand? They make things better. They are literally where It's just like okay, let me give you examples like Uniswap. Along the line, you understand these things better, but I'm giving you examples. Uniswap, OpenSea. They say okay, Ethereum. But where do you now buy your Ethereum? All right, where do you now buy your Ethereum? That is where these guys now come into play. You can buy your Ethereum through Uniswap. Okay, you can swap, you can swap things. Let's say you want to change. Okay, let me not say buy Ethereum. Let me say you want to convert, you want to buy um a particular project that was built on Ethereum, okay, and you don't know how to do it. That is where these L3 guys come. All right, it's more like an intermediary. Or okay, we said we'll not use the word intermediary, we'll use the word facilitator. So it's more like a facilitator, all right, to help you with swap your Ethereum to another token. All right. So then we have things like we have like OpenSea for NFTs. All right. OpenSea is that platform that helps you buy your NFTs. All right. Buy, sell, swap, do whatnot you want to do with it. Okay. So let me see if I can still give you another example. So I'm trying to check for something before I start going back to examples. People even see my screen. Okay. So yeah, so layer three is literally just what that thing that makes the whole stuff interesting. All right. It's the whole let's call it interaction layer. All right. It makes it interesting. All right. You see platforms like Uniswap, like I mentioned, Sushi Swap, Ice Cream Swap, where you can perform some of these transactions. You understand? So they are built on, these other guys. You understand? Um, so your assignment is literally what, go and learn as many L3 as possible. Some blockchains have their own specific L3. All right. Some L, or let me put it this way, some L3s are built specifically for some certain blockchains. All right. Some L3s are built specifically for some certain blockchains. All right. And there are some L3s that favor a particular blockchain more. You understand? It favors a particular blockchain more. So, like now, when you mention PancakeSwap, everybody wants to think of what? BSC. Because most popular, like PancakeSwap handles more transactions, for BSC. You understand? And then when you want to talk of Uniswap, you want to think of Ethereum. You understand? You want to talk of Uniswap, you want to think of Ethereum. And then you want to talk of I think is this Spirit Swap. You want to think of Phantom, I think. And then you have things like Sushi Swap. You want to talk of Arbitrum. You have many of them. You have 1inch. You have 1inch. You have Camelot. You have Camelot. You have a whole lot of them. A whole lot of them. A whole lot of them. You understand? So I think that's all. We talked about L1, L0, L2, and L3. So the next topic we have here is consensus mechanism. I think it's consensus mechanism, where we're talking about blockchain security. No. The next topic is blockchain trilemma. Blockchain trilemma. So it's more like will I call it um, a problem? All right, a problem in the space, more like a disagreement. Um, will I say certain comparison, all right? Something not happening because of the other one, it's not possible, blah blah blah. So I think we've said a lot in this particular class, so I would explain that properly in the next video. So like I always say, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this to your younger one, to your elder one, to your friends, your pastor, whoever you know that is trying to get into this whole space thing, and then they're finding it difficult to get into the space. So share the video with them, let them come and listen to all these things. I promise you, their mindset is gonna be shifted and they will see block, they would enjoy it. So I literally want you to enjoy this thing. All right, you enjoy DeFi because I currently enjoy DeFi. So I want you to enjoy DeFi. All right, I'm not trying to give you any bogus terms or whatnot. Even if I give you bogus terms, I try to break it down in the best way what's possible. So I'll see you in the next session.